So, force of habit compared to other schools of thought, I said that I would compare them. Is to kind of tell you what force of habit is and what it isn't. What I do, hypnotically informed force of habit. Hypnosis and force of habit, what it is not. It's not analytic, it's not regressive, it's not cognitive. It isn't pathology oriented. Okay, so the positive psychologists love it. In fact, I'm going to make an attempt to speak at the second annual World Congress of Positive Psychology in Philadelphia, because I think my stuff will go over pretty good with them, but we'll see. So it's not pathology oriented, it's wellness oriented, clearly. It's about getting better. It's not about heavy duty diagnosis and prognosis and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you came in here to feel better, you're paying me money, so my job is to figure out how I can help you to feel better. Get well, get over this stuff, these habits. It's not re-traumatizing, like, you know, exposure therapies and stuff. You got to think about this stuff, people. A lot of stuff that people do to folks professionally do to stuff, people who've been traumatized, is re-traumatizing. Your brain's already doing that. Your brain's already re-traumatizing if you're traumatized. It's already got a feedback loop that's causing re-traumatization. You didn't come in a therapist's office to get re-traumatized. It is possible to do healing work with people who are have PTSD symptoms without re-traumatizing them. And there's a lot of things you do, one of which is not allowing them to relive stuff in your office. Another one is not, and it'll come up later, is to not suggest to them that they tell you traumatic memories while they're still very distressed about those memories. You clear them first, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, briefly. It's not relationship building. You know, you're not here, I'm not your best buddy. I'm here to heal you and stuff. I'm like an ancillary ego, and you're going to see me, and then I'm going to help you, and then we're not going to have a relationship anymore, probably. I mean, that's how I do it. So we're not building a relationship. We don't need to have a relationship. All I need to do is get connection and keep connection, and then know a lot about healing. I don't need to have a relationship with you. We just need connection. It's not long-term. It's not emotionally cathartic. We don't use a lot of tissues in my office because we clear stuff before we talk about it. So it's not about you going through a whole bunch of painful stuff. It's about the stuff that was painful stopping being painful. It's not technique-oriented. It's not script-driven. It's not prescriptive. All the scripts that I use are based specifically on what's going on with the individual person with their particular problem. That's why it takes an hour to nail down what the habit is that we're going to fix. It's not 45-minute sessions. I'll tell you that. It's not dependent on machinery. I'm thinking biofeedback. And it isn't mysterious. Because I've given you all the principles that I use, and they're really genuinely all the principles that I use. Okay, hypnosis and force of habit, what it is. There's going to be 2 slides on this. It's a lot of stuff, but then there's a 3rd slide that's the summary. Number 1, it's directive, which is what hypnosis is, directive. Okay, and we'll talk about that a little bit. I guide the client's focus of attention and experience. I'm telling the client what to pay attention to. I'm telling the client what to experience. I sometimes tell the client how to feel and get away with it. You can't always get away with that. You orient the client to time, place, and identity. Tell the client to improve. See, I'm not taking their I'm not taking their word for it about where we are, what we are, because in a traumatic memory, someone thinks they're 2 years old or 5 years old, but they're 41. And I'm not taking their word for that. And I'm not going to wait for them to, I'm not going to wait to tell them to improve. I'm going to tell them to improve right away. And I'm going to give them the experience of improving. So I'm going to cause the experience because I'm effect driven. It's present focused and connecting. We're not talking about the past. We're not talking about the future. Why? Those aren't real. There is no past. I mean, when people talk about the past, that's in my list of unwords too. The past, when you use the word past, you say, well, in the past, you have this impression that the past is some place where everything that happened is still happening. And people really feel like that. It's like, the past is like stuff that's over. The past is what isn't anymore. In the future, there is no future. People talk about, I live in the past. It's like, well, you can't. We live in the infinite moment. There's only one moment, and we're in it. This is it. This is all there is to our existence. Is what's happening right here. You know, this is infinity in a moment, and there's no future, because when we get to whatever we're calling the future, it's going to be the present. And so that's a big part of clearing stuff in trauma, is getting people to realize that you're not where the traumatic stuff happened anymore, and it isn't happening. And when you can convince the subconscious mind about that, then they're healed. Work within, develop, and expand the client's beliefs about what is possible. Work within, develop, and expand the client's beliefs about what is possible. We're interested in changing their beliefs. Why? Because their beliefs are limiting and painful and harmful and damaging to them. That's why, because they're beliefs. Because we live, E.J. Korzybski, when I was studying ego psychology in graduate school, E.J. Korzybski, anybody ever read his stuff? Science and Sanity with some count. He wrote a book called Science and Sanity. And he said, in it, he said a lot of stuff, but one of the things he said was, human beings are the only creatures that live and die by beliefs. Boy, he was right about that. So, hey, we don't want our clients dying by beliefs if we can help it on our watch. Okay, slide 2. Hypnosis and force of habit is consciously positive focus and philosophy. Holistic philosophy and practice, taking in mind, body, and spirit. The whole thing. Careful attention to language and effect. How we're using our words to get the effect that we want to get. Resolve issues at the source in the subconscious mind. Transform fear. Work directly with the subconscious mind. And it's single session outcome-oriented work. Doesn't mean if you come in, everything that's wrong with you is fixed in a single session, but I try and do everything that I can for you in any given session, and we'll make as much progress as we can, and that session is going to count. It's not going to be, well, we're working our way toward the next session. We are, but I want to resolve something, and that's why we talk about force of habit in a nutshell, which you've got on your list there, is we're going to identify and break up a habit pattern and get it cleaned up, and then put you in a trance so you can appreciate the subconscious mind is transformed to habit. And we're not going to do half of that this week and then half of it next week. We won't have any momentum next week when you come in. All right, so here's the summary. Force of habit, what it is. It's directive. I'm going to tell you how to feel, what to experience, to get better, to get well. Change the client's experience. Alter the client's identity. Get connection, keep it. Use and improve the client's beliefs. Positive focus. Holistic practice. Use language to cause an effect. Use language to cause an effect. Subconscious mind focus, single session orientation. Okay, that's what it is.